Hi everyone! I feel honored to speak here at the event LinkedIn Innovator Summit 2023 about new leadership for executive managers to grow. My name is Claudia Hilker. I'm a leadership consultant and LinkedIn expert and owner of a consultant company. And now let's start. In my presentation, I will give you inspiration and motivation about new leadership and answer the questions. What is new leadership? Why is it important? What is the difference to thought leadership? In addition, I will show you best practice with new values, connect generations. This will be followed by recommendations for action with tips for implementation on LinkedIn and a path to transformation. What is my professional background to my topic? I'm a consultant and business owner of Hilker Consulting. I advise companies, leaders for 22 years of leadership for personal and business growth. As a marketing professor, I have trained about 50,000 people in further education, and I have conducted MA and BA examinations as a director. I wrote 11 books on online marketing and made a lot of studies. In addition, I trained the company's leaders at Bosch in the automotive industry, 300 managers for the digital leadership internationally. I advise organizations on new work. And here are a few of my clients from sectors consulting like Kearney or Baker Tilly Rolfs, and like IT, like Salesforce, MicroStrategy, Telecom, Meltwater, and education like Fresenius. Originally, I would never have called myself a leader, but the role found its way to me when I least expected it. On my first job as an online marketing manager, during a feedback round, my boss mentioned my natural authority. Surprised, I asked why. He explained that he had observed my instinctive leadership in groups that lacked direction. This feedback surprised me. I recalled several instances where I had naturally assumed a leadership role without actively seeking it. In projects when the team drifted apart, communication suffered and efficiency decreased. Without planning, I took charge, organized meetings, set goals, and ensured clear responsibilities. It filled me with joy to help each employee reach their potential and to foster teamwork. Realizing this, I actively developed my leadership skills through NLP training, and I improved my communication and project management skills. I discovered effective methods on how to motivate others and build high-performance teams. I quickly got leadership positions, but acceptance in the companies was not guaranteed due to the gender bias that still existed. And when I realized that as a female employee with my leadership skills, I was not very popular with my superiors because they felt threatened by my leadership talent. So corporate acceptance was not guaranteed due to lingering gender bias. The Heidi Howard study illustrates how successful men are liked more, whereas successful women face decreased likability. Nevertheless, I embraced my leadership talents. I went into business for myself with my own company Hilker Consulting, wrote 11 books about online marketing and my doctoral thesis on social media, and received a marketing professorship. Today I advise CEOs on leadership strategies and have an own signature program. I want to encourage women acknowledging the challenges they face. My story demonstrates everything is possible if you believe in yourself. Let us reject limiting expectation and unleash our leadership qualities. By leveraging our strengths, we can assume the roles we are meant for. As leader, we can inspire, drive change, and foster strong teams. Success is attainable regardless of one's background. Let us empower women to embrace their leadership roles and unleash full potential. Write your own story and embark on your leadership journey. Together we can create more inclusive and diverse professional landscape. LinkedIn offers the platform who showcases our leadership and inspire others to pursue their own path. By the way, I think Barack Obama has made a first mark as a new leader with this photo. Not in the classic way like other presidents, but in a more personal embrace of his wife, 4 more years, with a viral tweet with a lot of likes and retweets. Mark Benioff and Sheryl Sandberg at Dreamforce were my inspirations for new leadership. Products are sold at German roadshows. At American events like Dreamforce, the community goals is demonstrated with social engagement. Of course, there is also selling at the fair, but from a German point of view, it's more like entertainment instead of product presentation and selling. Sheryl Sandberg has also inspired many women, including me, with new leadership with her book Lean In, as a woman to dare a new path as a new leader. I had my first contact with new work at Zappos when I visited the headquarters in Las Vegas in USA on my entrepreneur trip. I was impressed by the agile way of working and the creative individual workspaces. Of course, I also read the book Delivering Happiness. Nevertheless, I'm aware of the reviews that some was just fake for tourists and analysts. Anyway, the growth strategy of Zappos worked out. As a market leader, Zappos were bought from Amazon. Why is a new form of leadership needed? New work needs new leadership. Friedhof Bergmann said new work is the work that people really want. So classic leadership is not enough for the new normal after the corona crisis, because since then the majority of working people work in home office. There are still approaches with digital leadership, but I think the new requirements such as mental health are not served by this. The new leadership framework was designed to help leaders relate better to their employees, which also helps boost productivity and employee health. By using transformational and characteristic leadership, the new leadership model is certain to help organizations in today's work climate to become more efficient. The new leadership framework for new work needs a change in corporate culture with learning and error culture and clear communication for employees, orientation in times of turbulences to give a new vision and purpose. Also in times of lack of qualified employees, it's important to promote talents for new value creation and make results visible and measurable. Transparency is just as much a part of new leadership mindset as self-critical questioning and self-responsibility. An open approach to information, transparency about one's own goals and intentions are some of the behavioral characteristics that are reflected, among other things, in better decisions, more innovation, a more open learning, and more satisfied and motivated employees. In the classic version of thought leadership, mostly white-skinned, middle-aged men with good backgrounds and men's networks like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg are considered as thought leaders. Women are missing. This is changing with new leadership. Let's start with the good news. Now everyone has the potential to achieve new leadership, regardless of gender, background, or age. This will change a lot in society, business and company, especially for leaders, talent managers and women. New leadership is a shift for new work with new values, new goals and new stories connecting generations. On the left you see Greta Silver, a 70-year-old German YouTuber, podcaster, author and best HR model. In the past, a leadership positioning at this age would not be, but today the unthinkable is possible. Tien Orand, who by her own admission comes from humble beginnings, like me, is a new leader committing to diversity on LinkedIn. Jael Meyer is 23 years old, mother of 2 children and entrepreneur. Let's go further to see best practice cases in detail. Greta has on her YouTube channel, Greta Silver, Too Young for Old Age, about 40,000 subscribers. At LinkedIn, she's just starting. I think we will get a lot more from her on that channel as well. Here, according to their own statements, come the ambitious doers of Generation Z. They think work-life balance is out. Jael Meyer and her husband Joe have media know-how and have gained many contacts as role models for Generation Z, and they are very brave. Jael has also already suffered a shitstorm when she gave a lecture at the renowned University of St. Gallen in Switzerland. She received a lot of criticism of the net because of a lack of credibility. A shitstorm generates media attention too. New leader and entrepreneur Céline Flores-Villers had introduced a 4-day week in her own company and pays her employees vacations and gives them more vacation days. As a result, her post on LinkedIn went viral. 4,500 likes, 250 comments. It may be ridiculous for you, these metrics on LinkedIn, but please note, only 10% on LinkedIn are German-speaking users. So 20 million German-speaking out of a total of 200 million LinkedIn users, most speaking English. So she received an article in the renowned German business newspaper Handelsblatt, Céline I'm speaking about, and was on TV with her story. This shows how strongly journalists react to the LinkedIn stories of new leaders in classic media, which then increases the reach. On this chart, see the difference in new leadership versus thought leadership. New leadership is about empathy, collaboration, flexibility, self-reflection, and sustainability. In contrast, thought leadership is about sharing expertise based on vision with communication for opinion leadership. The new leadership strategy of learning together, moderating collective intelligence. The mission is a meaningful leadership with empathy. The vision is heeding for significant common goal. And I have already had the pleasure to coach and advise Mark Walder on his journey from thought leader to a new leader. He is CEO and managing partner Ringier and founder of Digital Switzerland. He is committed to increasing the presence of women in the media, as seen here with Amal Clooney on left side. And we have also brought the company page Ringier on LinkedIn to the top with new work content to win more followers and employees. As promised, I will answer the question on how can new leadership increase growth and profit. Leadership is a successful measure for companies in economic crisis. According to B2B buyers, it's more efficient than traditional advertising. 50% of C-level executives said that high-quality leaders have more influence on their buying decision in economic crisis than in prosperous times. How can you use new leadership as a growth strategy? It will fail without networking mindset, LinkedIn skills, and social media competence. New leadership as a growth strategy needs strong personal brand with expert positioning, leadership positioning with hero content, digital visibility with digital skills. Here comes a conclusion and summary. New leadership for executive managers to grow. First, working with purpose, passion, and inner drive. We read this a lot, but I'm firmly convinced that if we approach this correctly, it's extremely powerful. The purpose of what we do is proven to be an enormous, powerful motivator. And when we work in harmony with strong purpose, real passion can ignite. As Steve Jobs said, you have to have a lot of passion for what you do, because if you don't, any rational person would give up. Second, mastering radical business transformation and dynamics. Our world is in a dynamic flow. Many things are becoming digital, AI is spreading, ESG is gaining priority, and entire markets are changing. We have to deal with this dynamic uncertainty, fears. And true leaders make a difference. Third, taming the acceleration of uncertainty and complexity. VUCA was yesterday, now we have Barney, brittle, anxious, nonlinear. But the bottom line is what this says on one thing. The pressure on everyone continues to increase. Insecurity and thus anxiety will tend to increase. This is also shown by the statistics, burnout, sick leave. New leaders have to deal with this and turn this trend around. Fourth, leading in the new world environment. The old world is not coming back. The future of work is hybrid. Generation Y and Z are coming on the scene with sustainable different values. Leadership as the old days is passé. We need leaders who understand people and can ignite enthusiasm from within, and who themselves are enthusiastic about what they do. Fifth, influencing people at a deeper level, unleashing their full potential. And this is where real leadership really starts, understanding people and being able to influence them efficiently and positively. Leaders are people pleasers and people understanders, or in other words, practical psychologists. Leaders have a solid knowledge of need structures, human emotional states, values, and personality profiles, and can integrate this into their doing. Sometimes I like to say, if you are dealing with people, it would be quite good you like people. 6. Starting at the core, knowing and mastering yourself. The key, however, is what tomorrow's leaders have themselves under control. They know themselves, act with their true identity, and are masters of themselves. And they are living role models for others. They show success and happiness go hand in hand and are the key for sustainable organizations. For a new world of new work with new leaders. Write me on LinkedIn if you would like to receive the summary as a download. Let me summarize the session. New leadership on LinkedIn means focusing on authentic empathy, and communication as a leader. In the digital age, you can leverage your person positioning and personal branding to advance your career. By building a strong network and cultivating contacts, you increase your visibility and reach. On LinkedIn, for example, you can optimize your profile by providing relevant information about your experience, skills, and expertise to appeal to your target audience. I hope this inspiration is helpful for you. Follow me on LinkedIn. Get in touch with me if you like to receive the summary. Good luck as a new leader on LinkedIn. Bye.